Well, Fred.Olsen, from my experience, having had 2 cruises with them, the staff are extremely friendly. They're very efficient, and the ship is a nice size.
It's not like these big cruise liners. There's a lot of people don't want that.
I like the smaller ship. Well, as
And
we
as
were
you
saying,
say, sorry, people can get to know you more on the smaller
That's the
ships,
thing.
aren't they?
The smallness of the ship, you get to know nearly everyone, or even the passengers as well as the crew. Like on the larger ones, you just want them a number.
This was like a small family hotel rather than an impersonal Hilton or something, and that would have made the difference for me. Whereas you can get to know the people, you can get to know the staff, and you can feel within 7 days, which for me is quite a short time, get to know people.
That's what usually happens with us. We don't meet anybody on holiday, but we met some nice people this time, haven't we?
Yeah, we swapped addresses and said we'll send you a Christmas card and keep in touch.
We thought that actually we would find it too many people and it'd be too crowded, but actually it's quite the opposite.
Too regimented. We thought we'd be managed in games or things, and that's an anathema. It's not something I'd want to do.
You can do what you want. It's up to you whether you join in these things or whether you don't, or whether you go on an excursion or whether you go independently into town. You can do exactly as you please.
You could be as sociable or antisocial as you like.
When you go on excursions, it is quicker and more convenient to go off and on a ship with a smaller quota of passengers. If you go on these larger ships with up to 4,000 people, the ports that you go to can't cope with that number of people, and the embarkation and re-embarkation can take a long time. And on the Fred.Olsen ships, you can get off quickly, go and do your excursion, come back in time for dinner, and then go up on deck for a drink.
I think I give them pretty high marks because the maps are good and the port talks have been good. So you've got some idea before you arrive what you're going to look for. And it's not thrust down your throat. You can get on with it, and if you want to, or you can take the ship's tour.
A lot of people use cruising, especially with Fred.Olsen, to actually go and have a sample, have a taster, and then they go back there for another holiday or a second visit.
What we thought was that we would come on a cruise and it would be a really nice way to drop off at the ports, and then if we like them we can go back for a long weekend or something like that. So that was the idea of coming, really, was principally to see Gibraltar and Lisbon, but that's not been the highlight of the trip at all. It's been really nice going to those places, but the whole experience, it's gone so quickly.
We didn't bring the kids, just in case.
Yeah, we've left the children with the grandparents and celebrating my birthday, and so this was a birthday treat.
We went Christmas and New Year, and that was a fabulous cruise because we got to Madeira on New Year's Eve and see all the fireworks. And being Christmas, everyone was so friendly. Mince pies, mulled wine, you had all the little extras, which was really lovely.
Entertainment's brilliant.
The entertainment, the girls and the lunch, they're very good.
Yes. Yeah, we've been down every
We've
night.
actually gone to the first sit-in and the second sit-in on a lot of them.
Yeah, sometimes, gone back.
Especially the comedian, he's been really good. So we've gone twice.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the dancers, they go off the stage, they're still acting the part as they go off the stage. Wonderful.
yeah, I don't know where they find the time to do anything else. They seem to be working all the time. Very good, very good.
It's a good working team here, that they work together and they make a success of your holiday together. I mean, they work as a good integrated team, and that is something that actually comes across when they talk to you and when you see them.
I was working for you or looking after you have been excellent. I mean, they've been so, despite the fact that they go every cruising again and again, as we get into Southampton, they will be out again in the evening with another lot of people. You will really never know it because their enthusiasm is, I think, is really meant rather than just surface.
When I came on board this ship for the second time, the crew said, "Hello Martin, how are you? Do you want the usual?" And with all of the passengers that these people see in the course of 3 or 4 months, to actually recognise me, 3 separate staff recognised me and called me by my first name, it's fantastic.
Elsa is our cabin girl, and she comes in and sorts it as soon as we've gone out, and it's lovely when we come in and it's all done, and the basins are done and the bathroom's done and shiny, dry, clean. They all work so hard.
They can't do enough for you. Yeah. Always happy to see you. Yeah.
You don't mind asking for anything then?
Her mother's disabled, and they've looked after her superbly well, and it's taken a lot of the pressure off of us. And with the excursions that you can go on, if you're disabled, you can get priority boarding, both on the ship and off the ship, and also on and off the coaches. They're very, very attentive, even on the excursions.
They actually cater for single people, who's widows, widowers, which is brilliant because you don't find that on many ships.
And the staff in the dining rooms are charming people. You know, they're attentive without going over the top. They're just really nice, aren't they? And fun.
They seem to have the ability to put people who obviously will get on together on the same table.
The food's superb. You can have your breakfast in the morning at 9:30, have coffee and biscuits at 10 o'clock, have lunch at 12 o'clock, have afternoon tea and jam and scones at 3:30, and then you can have a meal in the evening at 8:30, and you can again eat at between 11 and midnight.
The food, fantastic. What more do you want? I came here at 10 stone. I'm going home now at 13 stone.
We eat in the main restaurant every night, but of course in the other one or on deck at lunchtime, which is, I like the one on deck actually, at lunchtime. Yeah, it seems to be nice.
We actually thought that we would be spending an awful lot of money, and that things would be expensive because we'd heard people saying, "Oh, you know, they'll charge you the earth for the drinks and any extras, and they'll be forcing you to go on all these expensive trips." But that's not been the case at all, is it?
If you look at a cruise, if you simply look at the cruise and see what you paid for it, and then divide that by the number of days that you were at sea, you get far better service, far better food, and you can see places of the world you wouldn't normally see, and it compares very favourably to UK hotel prices.
It was well recommended.
Yeah.
An old captain of the QE2.
Yeah. Who's also been with
Who's also
Fred.
been on Fred.Olsen.
Yeah. And he said he was captain of the QE2. He took it to Falklands. And he was Commodore of the fleet, so he knew his own ships and many other ships. But he said that this ship, of this ship line, was by far the nicest because of what had happened to his ships, being taken over by other companies. And he just felt this was the friendliest and the nicest ship to go on. So he well recommended it.
It's a very happy ship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very happy ship.
Yes.
Can't say anything negative, it's just really, really good.
It's great, yeah.
Just the general feeling of being somewhere where everybody's friendly, you meet people, you talk, you chat, just totally relaxing.
There are lots of quiet places which I didn't expect to find. I thought everywhere would be heaving, everybody running for
That was
beds,
a real
and that's it, towels on beds, and it was not a bit like that.
That was a real surprise, to be honest.
Real surprise.
It's a proper ship, and you are very well, easily looked after, which is good. It's okay. Come back again, maybe.
The last one we came on was 2 years ago when we had our Ruby wedding anniversary, and we told them, sent the marriage certificate off, and they made our trip wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful, very, very generous. So now we're back again.
Yeah, we just
For
booked
next
again
year.
with Fred.Olsen for next year.
To go to France with the children.
We booked another one while we've been on this one.
We booked the same cabin because we really liked it, didn't we?
we did,
And we
yeah.
were really surprised at that too, the amount of space that we had in the cabin.
If people want value for money, friendly service and attentive to their needs, I think Fred.Olsen is one of the best cruise lines that they could consider going on.